All right. Hey, everyone. Hopefully, everyone is doing well. Mic check one, two, three. Only reason why we're doing this is because we noticed that in some spaces, there are some problems with the audio. Quiz, can you hear me? Actually, can anyone hear me? Can you throw like thumbs ups or any emojis just to confirm that everything is going well here?
I can hear you, Naz. Sorry, mate. It was audio on my side.
Oh, okay. There we go. There we go. Hope you're doing well, Quiz. What's up? Welcome.
Yeah, yeah. Hope you're all doing well, everybody in the community. Hope you've had a good weekend, all fresh for the Monday start.
Awesome. Let's go. Just let me pin this post up before we proceed. All right, everyone. Good to be here with everyone. We got some news to share with you. Of course, SaitaChain up to the minute. So let's go ahead. So as you all know, and as you have seen, the Saita card is actually going to go live with its pre-sale. So the Saita card is set to go live on October 20th. And here is one thing, actually, a few things that you all should know, especially if you were a holder of the SATA card in the previous version. So, all holders of the previous version of the SATA card, virtual card, will be eligible for a 50% discount on the physical card. So when you enter the website, your email will be whitelisted. So the same email that you have used in your previous virtual card, so those were your login credentials, that email is going to be whitelisted. And once you apply it on the website, it will automatically apply for you the 50% discount during the pre-sale, which is going to go live on October 20th. And as you all know, purchasing a physical card will include a complimentary virtual card. So, what does this mean also for the previous virtual card holders who, for example, will not take part in the pre-sale for the physical card? So they will be able to normally use their virtual card. So here's what's going to happen. The balances that you had also on the old virtual card is going to be mirrored on your new virtual cards as well. So here is also one thing to keep into consideration. The virtual card is not going to be going live on October 20th, but the pre-sale for the physical card, that's the only thing that's going live on October 20th. So what's going to happen is that the physical card and the virtual card are going to go live together. They're not going to have, for example, separate dates to go live or any of that. So we'll make sure that everyone receives their physical card or is close to receiving their physical card, and then the virtual card is also set to go live as well. The virtual card API is actually ready. You can say it's 99% ready, right? So now what's going to be built is the physical card API into Saita Pro. So the moment the physical card pre-sale goes live on the 20th, the work for the implementation and integration of the physical cards API is going to be worked on for Saita Pro itself. So as you have seen, maybe about a month ago, you have seen there is a window on Saita Pro. There is a section where you are able to log in with your Saita card credential, with your email. And as you have seen, there were some users who were also able to access the Saita card to some extent and to some time. So that was for the virtual card. That API was just for the virtual card. What's going to be integrated is also another window for the physical card. So you'll be able to manage your physical card and you'll be able to manage your virtual card as well. And also, I noticed also there was a question regarding the SATA card. Where else are you able to manage it? So anyone who is buying the SATA card or has the SATA card, where will they be able to manage it? Will it only be on SATA Pro, or can you also manage it anywhere else? So let's look at it this way. It's going to be like your online banking system. So the same way on your online banking system, you have it on an app and you have it on the website as well. The same is going to be applicable for SATA card as well. So you won't only be able to manage it on SATA Pro, but you'll also be able to manage it on the SATA card website itself, where you're going to see the same interface and same login options as you're going to have it on SATA Pro as well. So it gives you an additional option, an additional way to manage your card as well. We're going to get into the details as well. So in the coming days, we're also going to come out with the features for the card. The same ones that you have seen um, a few months ago regarding the Saita card. So we are going to be putting out additional posts as we get closer to the pre-sale, which is going to take place on October 20th. All right, so that's the first piece of news. And actually, I have also posted the announcement up, where you can see how the SATA card is going to be looking like. One of the questions was, is the SATA card going to be looking like that? Yes, absolutely. That is the design that has been approved by Visa themselves. So that the design that you see in front of you, that is your design and yours truly, the SATA card that you are going to be ordering. Just give me one moment. All right, so we have gone through SaitaCard. We'll touch back on this point. We'll just go step by step on what can we look forward to. So obviously, we're gonna start with the pre-sale of SaitaCard, which is going to commence and start on October 20th. And then also validators and nominators are set to go live also this month, right? And in addition, blockchain governance. So, what is blockchain governance? Blockchain governance basically allows the blockchain community to make decisions regarding the operation and development of the network through a voting system. This means that the moment governance goes live, no changes can be made to the network without any approval from the blockchain community itself. So this is something that is very important for any blockchain, particularly also if it's a nominated proof of stake as well, which involves validators and nominators as well. More details will be provided on this later as we get closer. The goal is intended to launch validators and nominators this month. In addition, also, as I said, the blockchain governance as well. We are going to be putting out all the details and all of those informative posts to mention what everything means accordingly. And as you have seen in previous announcements as well, the blockchain documentation is also going to be going live. In other words, the GitHub as well. So we can safely say that from October 15th, our blockchain is going to be 6 months old, right? And typically, the blockchain and GitHub documentation is usually held for the first 6 months. So you're not going to see a blockchain just launching and having all the documentations, all the public GitHubs and documentations out there, because you need to make sure that the fundamental coding is stable. And of course, after the progress of the mainnet has been monitored, for example, through the audit, for us it was through CertiK audit, and also the bug bounty program. So you monitor different reports, and also within internal development, only then you are able to release the public blockchain documentation and GitHub. So from October 15th, SaitaChain is actually going to be 6 months old. Wow, time flies. That's exactly half a year. And to be honest, the blockchain team and with the leadership of Manny have been doing a lot to ensure the maximum security of the blockchain. And of course, as soon as the blockchain governance goes live, no changes can be made to the network anymore, unless if it's done through, through voting, and then of course through the majority voting, that change is going to be proceeded with. And yeah, so I believe we have covered the points, and also we are very much looking forward to the CMC listing, right? We will be actually going through basically step by step as soon as we have the listing integrated. But of course, we respect the time for CMC as well. We are in very good communication with them regarding this integration. We really hope that the integration is done by the end of the month, or maybe even before. This is something that we hope for. If not, just just giving you as a scenario, it will be done in November. So these are the time frames that we are looking at, because we are confident within our fluid conversation with the CMC themselves, and that is going to give us a very, very big boost. And it's very safe to say that you will be able to monitor the volumes of STC and USDC on SaitaSwap. So here's what's going to happen. Our blockchain is going to get integrated, and also SaitaSwap is going to get integrated with the SBC network. So, of course, including the projects that are also listed on SBC. So, anything that is on the SBC network is going to be visible on CMC. That is the last conversation that we had together. And of course, right now, what is it? It's the 7th of October. Maybe by the 15th of October, we'll have a brighter idea of when the integration is going to be completed. However, we will let CMC do it at their own pace. After all, our blockchain has not even hit 6 months, and the fact that we managed to have a conversation with CMC by the almost the fourth month, that is an accomplishment of its own, because usually they would not talk to blockchains unless if they reach a good period of 6 to 9 months. That is at least the requirement and the regulation that comes from Trust Wallet. But we managed to have a really good conversation with CMC, and this is something that is very very important, because the volumes also that are going to be available on the blockchain are also going to be mirrored on CMC, because after all, volume is something that we also take seriously. You know, at the end of the day, we do see our volume, whether on the DEX or whether on the different centralized exchanges that we are listed on. We know it's in the region of 900K and 1.1 million as we speak right now. But those are not the volumes that drive us. We know that we can do much better than this. And of course, Coin always does its best at its very own blockchain. So, in order for STC to shine, we will be very much patient with this integration. And then, absolutely, this is where CMC will also do a very quick test on STC USDC, and that's it. All the live volumes are going to be available as we see it, and that accumulative volume is definitely going to help the project moving forward. If we are talking about, we are talking about future listings, and we are talking about projects who would like to, or developers who would like to list on our blockchain. Seeing those volumes are also going to be an important factor for that. But also the most important thing is also for the rise of STC. So this is something that we are very much looking forward to. So yeah, as I said, no time frames around this, and once it's launched, you will see the announcement from the main page that we are talking from right now. All right. So basically, also, if we talk about USDC, it is going to go live actually close to the listing of CMC, but it's not going to mean that it's gonna get. It doesn't mean that USDC is gonna list when CMC lists us, but a little bit before it, because the tests are gonna go one to one. They're gonna go together. So we add USDC. USDC is trading with STC, and that is where CMC goes ahead and they test it as well. And then a few days later, or the same day, depending on their schedule, uh, STC is going to go live, or the SBC network is going to go live on CMC. So the reason why it's a little bit complicated, it's because we have so many points with with CMC to go over. So sometimes it does get overwhelming, which one to talk about first. After all, this is a blockchain integration, So this is why it's very much important to, have all the points nice, clear, and concise. Not only for us, but for CMC as well, and we are also going to be bringing those points forward as soon as we are ready with this integration. All right. So yeah, this is the agenda for the month of October. The main highlight is going to be the SaitaCard pre-sale. And after all, we have mentioned it before and we'll mention it again, that all the previous SATA card holders in the previous version, anyone who would like to take part in the pre-sale on October 20th, will be eligible for a 50% discount from the total price of SATA card. You have nothing to worry about. Your previous email, which you used for the SATA card, is going to be automatically whitelisted. So you can say that your email is going to be your promo code. You can say, yeah. So your email is going to be your 50% promo code in order to apply the discount during the pre-sale. And of course, before the 20th, we will have more points on SaitaCard to mention the up-to-date features in case there has been any change. What are the payment methods? Where to buy SaitaCard? What is going to be available on SaitaCard? So obviously, the target is going to be all the major cryptos. So BNB, Ethereum, USDT, the same ones that we had in the previous version, and if any additions, including USDC, and if any additions can be made to that, then we will make the changes on SaitaCard accordingly. So yeah, just I will pass it now over to Quiz. If there is anything I will need to add or I need to miss out on, don't worry. This is why the space is here.
Perfect. Thank you, Naz. First thing that I'm going to ask, this is for the general people who are on iOS. Some people have had issues with iOS. Can you explain further about any updates that are coming for the iOS users themselves regarding staking or anything else for that matter?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So here is one thing. If you would like to stake directly from the Saita Pro app, you will only be able to do it on the Android devices. That's because Android is one update ahead or further from the iOS devices. So once the iOS update actually comes forward, only then you'll be able to stake directly using the Saita Pro app. However, dex.saitachain.com, which is the dex, that is where you'll be able to browse it and you'll be able to stake immediately.
Perfect, perfect. And just to clarify, is that because of us or is that because of iOS?
No, that's because of, well, not really pointing the blame,
Without
but
passing the blame there.
that was a good question. I'm not gonna lie. No, we are actually waiting for the Saita card. Saita card. Where's my mind? We are waiting for the iOS update. We've been waiting for it for almost yeah, since the beginning of September. So therefore, the moment the latest update comes forward, it will include the staking feature where you are able to stake directly. So now, if I'm using an Android device, right, I log into Saita Pro and I click on stake. I'm able to choose on which network I would like to stake on. It redirects me to dex.saitachain.com, and I'm able to stake directly from the app itself. So that's what we are
Perfect.
waiting for on iOS. So if it does not work for you on iOS, you will see coming soon or not available. That is because one update is still pending, and that is what was available or what is actually available now on the Android version.
There we go. Thank you for that, Naz. And for all you crypto fanatics out there, another reason to get an Android. I'm fighting the Android corner tonight. Um, Second part, obviously, we've got many of people asking, saying, we can't wait for the card. Loving to see the support from the community. We can't do anything without you. So thank you, everybody, for your patience and understanding as we progress through the year. Do we have any central exchange announcements at all?
Yeah, actually, we are working on a centralized exchange listing. We have been working on it for quite a while. It's actually a good sign. It's a good sign. And the moment the announcement is out, you will know that this centralized exchange does not accept anyone or not that easily. It's not that easy to get listed on this centralized exchange. Doesn't mean that they are picky, but they want to allocate certain projects to their investors, in their own fashion, which is their right. It's their exchange. They get to choose who they onboard and who they don't onboard. And it's actually an exchange that has a lot of investors on it, right? And taking into consideration as well, um, this is one of the questions that we asked, if US users are allowed to use that exchange. The answer was yes. They even have a separate website just for their US users as well, and for the United Kingdom users as well. So therefore, yes, we are working on the exchange listing. It's in the final phase. It's in the final phase, and absolutely, that is something that we don't rest on, because we do have a plan, and we do have a pattern, and after all, it's very important to know where do we go with listings, right? Where do we want to reach? What's the potential that STC not is going to reach to, but is supposed to reach to, so this is something that we take very seriously, and we're looking forward to the listing as well. So in other words, yes, absolutely, we are expecting also an announcement for a listing.
Perfect. Thank you very much for that. So on this data card itself, so as you said, there will be managing available. So you said that will be available on the Sata Pro app as well as the website. So is that just the normal SaitaChain.com website with your email credentials and whatnot, just like you had previously on the old card? Did you get that one, Naz?
Yeah, how's it
I'm
now?
just double.
All good?
There we
Yeah,
go. I got
sorry.
you now, mate.
I was talking to myself. So, yes, you'll be able to manage your Saita card on the Saita Pro app and on the website as well. So, regardless which website goes live, whether saitacard.io or whether you get redirected from the SaitaChain.com website itself. Regardless which website, there will be a website for you to manage your SATA card as well. So if you'd like to do it the online way, rather than using an app, you'll be able to have an option.
Perfect. And as
Yeah.
you said earlier, any funds from the previous cards will be transferred straight across. Is that correct?
Yes, and yes, that's correct. And also, yeah, the reason why I give an example when I say an app, just in case, for example, you're outside, all right, and you are not using your Saita Pro app, or you're completely logged out, completely offline, airplane mode from crypto, you will be able to log in through the website.
Perfect. Let me just see here. Going through some of these ones. If anybody has any questions, please do feel free to put them in the comments section going through them. Happy go lucky on here so far, mate. So if you want to take the lead, go ahead.
Yeah, also, I wanted to mention regarding the USDC bridge, right? We've also received feedback regarding it. If you would like to give us a live feedback, like a live one, then please go ahead and use the comment section. But let's say the feedback in DMs or through calls or through Telegram or any of that, that the bridging is actually smooth from USDC, from whether BNB to the SBC network or vice versa. So that is actually it's a smooth process. I've also put out a video on how you are able to bridge USDC from one blockchain over to another. So that is something that we are also monitoring. That is also something that is being tested almost daily to see the flow, because after all, we are also preparing for the launch of USDC on the SBC network. We are close to that. So therefore, this is why we went ahead and launched the bridging on XBridge as a first, for everyone to familiarize with it, because yeah, this is a step that is really important as we get closer to the trading of USDC, since we're close.
Thanks for that, mate. Also, people asking about liquid staking. If you've got anything on that at all.
Oh, till now, actually, I do not have any. I do not have any updates on that. So first of all, what's
All
going to
right.
go
Now, as you went
live?
quiet again, I'm not sure if you have any issues your side.
Wait, how is
Um,
it now? Quiz?
yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. I was actually unmuted, so excuse me for that. It was just a glitch. Yeah, I do not have any update on that. However, what's going to happen first is we are going to go live with validators and nominators, and then we will proceed forward with the next step on the blockchain.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Just going through all the comments right now. So bear with us a few seconds while I have a quick look through.
Yeah, absolutely. Please feel free to use the comment section. The first question, I believe, was about centralized exchanges. I was actually going to be mentioning it even before the question came out. That yes, we are looking forward to an exchange listing, and of course, from that we look forward to the next one. From that, we look forward to the next one, and just keep on going, and use that flow and use that pattern as well. Because the most important thing, also, one of the things that we are monitoring is also our volume. It's also the activity that is on the decks as well. For example, the different buys, the different sells, the different sentiments, and of course, getting listed on exchanges is a very important factor. So we are in the build. We are actually doing it in a very systematic way. until we can get listed on as many exchanges as possible. So it's just going to keep rolling as it is. It's not gonna stop. It has stopped for, as you can see, it has stopped for a short while, but we are gonna get on track with the listings as well.
Absolutely, it never stops. Let's just clarify, because I see some questions about the old cards. Somebody here has got owned the old Sata black card. So what happens from him or her having the black card to the new card? Can you explain the process for that person or those individuals?
Wait, we are talking about the previous one, right?
Correct.
All right. So as soon as the SATA card goes live, whether a virtual or physical, all you gotta do is just sign in with your previous email. So what's going to happen is that we are gonna push an update on SATA Pro, and you will be able to log in with the email that you used for SaitaPro. Pro. Just we need to make sure. Actually, you need to make sure that you're logging in with the exact same email that you used in the previous version. So any other email that you might think is linked to that SATA card will not actually let you move forward. And one email per card. One email per card. That's the flow that's going to happen for SATA card. So if you would like to
So
have a
just to
SATA card,
clarify, you
yeah,
can buy as many as you want, but it just has to be via different emails. Is that correct?
yes, exactly. So
Thank you,
for
Naz.
example, if you had two SATA cards in the previous version, then you can use those two emails to log in when SATA card goes live with the Visa version.
Fantastic. And the other one, the main one on here would be how long from pre-sale to actually delivery of the new card? Do we have a rough time, or are we waiting on anybody, anything like that?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's why we mentioned it in the beginning that the API for the virtual card is 99% completed. It's actually complete. So now what's gonna happen is the integration for the physical card is going to get integrated into Saita Pro. I do not have a time frame on that. Once our tech team gives us an indication on that, then we will give a clearer update on that. So just what's actually missing is the APIs for the physical card on Saita Pro. So when you actually access Saita Pro, you'll be able to manage Saita card on two different windows. Window number one is for virtual, and window number two is for the physical card.
Fantastic.
And
Go ahead.
just to just to finalize what I said, I believe a time frame was asked. How long is it? That is something that I still do not have news regarding that. What's going to happen first is that the pre-sale is going to be open on October 20th. And then, of course, as we get closer to finalizing all the integrations on Saita Pro, then it's going to go live as well. And also there's going to be a period of time as well until everyone gets their physical cards as well. It's not going to happen, for example, in a day or two, right? So while this time is being used until everyone gets their physical cards, the integrations are also taking place for Saita Pro app as well.
Perfect. So from everything that I'm seeing on there, we're answered the, the main majority of it. Obviously, there's one other one that I can see as of right now. I'm going to keep updating it as we go through this space, so please don't worry. I will try and get to you. If you can as well, you can DM me directly. It's all open. What's happening with Gotbit? I've got that question there. If you can answer that one.
What's happening with whom?
Gotbit.
Oh, Gotbit, the market maker. Well, what's happening? Everything is going well, of course. Every day is a different day in the world of crypto, in the world of trading, and yeah, absolutely. We have our partnership with Gotbit, and also we are doing our part in getting listed on more centralized exchanges, and at the same time also monitoring the volumes and also planning as to how to move forward with SaitaChain coin. Because absolutely, here is one thing if we can acknowledge, I've mentioned it before, we can see the price, we can see the market cap, we can see the volumes. However, we know that this is not going to take long. It's not going to stay where it is, because also let's keep in mind one thing: when STC goes live also on USDC, which is going to happen soon, the price is not going to stay the same, because it is time. It will be very much time to push the volumes to good representable numbers in order to also grab the attention of others. When I say others, I mean also top tier centralized exchanges. So all of this is going to be planned out. In other words, crypto. Let's talk crypto 101. In crypto, there is buying and there is selling. We cannot control, for example, the sales that are happening. Like for example, somebody messaged and says, "Why are four wallets draining out, or why are four wallets selling?" The only thing that I can reply to that is that we need to show respect to the investor who has been here for a year or 2 years or 3 years. They've been here for their period of time, and then some people move on depending on their situation, depending on their circumstances, and also depending on their decisions. Crypto, has a lot of decisions to be made in. So you see, so therefore, this is a reply that I cannot uh, actually answer. Why are four wallets that have the same pattern selling and selling with big quantities? It is completely up to them, of course, and they are also more than welcome on the rise that is also due and upcoming also for STC. So therefore, this is how we look at it: crypto, buy, sell, and everyone is more than welcome to be an investor of STC even after they exit. As simple as it is. So respect for everyone. And
Yeah. So yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
So basically, everybody, we can't ask. So we can be responsible for you buying and selling. So I can't say if somebody comes to me and say, for example, I'm just going to throw some random names out there on my screen. I can't be responsible for what Stygian's done. If Stygian wants to sell, he'll sell. If Kingdom wants to sell, he'll sell. If Wahid wants to sell, he'll sell. If Deck wants to sell, Niger, whoever it is, we are not responsible for other people's buying and selling. One thing you could always pick out with these people is it always tends to be before a space. So for anybody who ever looking for a cheeky discount, maybe leave some money for any spaces, because obviously if you go into Dex Tools right now, you'll see these wallets that are selling. What can we do about it? That's up to them. Somebody else will replace them. That's the way we can look at it. Keep on moving, one foot in front of the other.
Yeah, and just also one thing. After all, this is public information. I'm gonna talk about something else. I'm not talking about the selling. It's public information. Someone randomly asked. It's a good question, but it's also available on CMC's website. How much does it cost to integrate a blockchain, a mainnet on CMC? It actually costs $80,000. That is exactly how much it costs. And the money has to come from somewhere, you see. So therefore, sometimes I see questions, or questions get directed to me or anyone. Why is this moving? Why is that moving? One of the things also is the payment for CMC, which also costs $80,000, because at the end of the day, also when we get listed on exchanges, there is liquidity that needs to be covered. There is. We also have Godbit. Someone asked the question, "How is Godbit doing?" I said they're doing really well. They can also, maybe they can come and jump in here in the space and answer it as well. But there are also funds that needs to be sent, from time to time to the market maker, right? To maintain or to, have a different strategy, whether on the DEX, whether on centralized exchanges. After all, we are on 9 centralized exchanges. If I can name them, and you can see also we have different volumes also on on the centralized exchanges that we are listed on. So obviously, here are the centralized exchanges that we have momentarily, of course, momentarily. It's Gate.io, MEXC, BingX, Bitmart, LBank, CoinDCX, CoinStore, and CoinBX. If I count all of those are 9, and the 10th one is on the way, hopefully 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, as many exchanges as possible. Even there has to be, a different market making strategy that needs to be maintained. If one exchange is completely off, let's say it is completely off, right, from the other, how do you think the price gets regulated? It is through market maker, you see. So therefore there has to be funds also that needs to be allocated accordingly, whether for CMC, which costs 80K, whether it's the upcoming centralized exchange listing, that one also costs money. It costs money for the listing, that's number one, and number two, it even costs money for the liquidity injection. There has to be liquidity that needs to be injected, the token part and the USDT part as well. All of that has to come from the team because a centralized exchange is not going to do that. Sometimes, in very rare cases, you see exchanges listing projects just like this without even the project knowing that they got listed over there. What does the exchange do? They take a very minimal LP, maybe 2K or $3,000, and they just go ahead and list it at a very minimal price. Then what happens is the price surges on that exchange, and automatically the LP goes up. So whatever the exchange has injected in there, it goes up as the price goes up as well. However, on all of the exchanges that we are listed on, we have to take care of all of those LP circulation. That's the word. It's called LP circulation and LP rotation. And of course, injecting funds in order to maintain the different prices. So, of course, when there is arbitrage, one exchange is going to have a different price, the other one is going to have a different price. They need to, go hand in hand. Otherwise, the arbitrage is not going to end. And at the same time, this is where the USDC pool is going to be very exciting. We're looking very much forward to it because STC, is basically going to be on its very own blockchain. It's going to be managed much better, and in a much better way, and of course, in a more appealing way for new investors. And at the same time, the BNB pool will also catch up to the price. But again, when the BNB pool catch up to the price of the SBC network, it has to be done through funds as well. You see, so therefore, this is also one thing that I wanted to put out there. How much does a CMC integration cost? That's exactly how much it costs. If you want to have additional marketing, that is, it costs more, or it's completely up to you. But this is how they conduct business. This is, other than the prices, which we haven't even reached to that level yet. We don't know what Dex tools want, we don't know what Dex screener want, we don't know what the others have in requirements, right? However, the closest that we have, and to be honest, we see as the biggest one, and we are the most excited for, is CMC, because it opens the doors for all of the others. And to be honest, any volume that we get to generate through the USDC STC pairing, is all going to be showing on CMC. That is the exciting part, because we get to have a good amount of volume, and then we just keep the ball moving. So right now, for example, if we have an exchange upcoming, it's still going to be in the same way, but of course the same way. So what we are doing is obviously keeping the blockchain at priority. When we get listed on an exchange, most important thing is to integrate both BNB and both the SBC network, keeping in mind that the SBC blockchain is a relatively new blockchain. Even if it's 6 months old, they still see it as a new blockchain. So yeah, this is how the flow is in terms of how much does a CMC integration listing cost.
Thank you for that, Naz. So coming back to the card, this gentleman is bullish on the card, hopes it all rolls out well for all of us. Did we beta test the cards? PCI compliant rules and regulations is why he is asking.
Did we beta test the cards? So in other words, did we physically get the cards and test it? Yes, that has been tested, and that is why also the pre-sale is going to go live on October 20th.
Perfect. And the PCI compliant rules and regulations have been implemented
Yeah,
beforehand, haven't
all
they?
of the rules and regulations and all of that is going to be on the SaitaCard website. So that is something that I cannot go through right now over here in the space, because those are words that you have to put exactly the way they are. It's in a certain standard, in a certain format, and it's all going to be on the website. So look at it like a white paper. Oh, and speaking of white paper, uh, at some point we are also going to be making changes to our current white paper as well. So the white paper is going to represent a blockchain coin more, particularly that we are going to have the governance going live. We're going to have validators and nominators, and of course we're going to be listing our blockchain on CMC. So therefore we are going to be making certain changes on our white paper. Don't worry, nothing like dramatic, or nothing like big changes or any of that, but there are some changes that need to be made to make it look like we are a blockchain coin.
Exactly, mate. So sticking with the card, with the virtual card, can we add that to Apple Pay instead of getting a virtual card? I think you
Instead
would
of
still just
getting
need the virtual card and then add it on to Apple Pay, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely, because Apple Pay reads the current card number that you are manually entering. So therefore it's important for you to have the virtual card for that.
Perfect. And do we still have to swap USDC to fund our SATA card?
To fund our SATA card, I'm sorry, I did not understand that question.
Yeah,
Do
no
we have
worries.
to do we have to fund USDC? Sorry, do we have to swap USDC? Okay,
Yeah,
so the
but
payment,
yeah,
maybe the payment methods. I believe it's the payment methods, right, for the SATA card, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, I believe you're right. I believe it's just if they need to sell from STC to USDC, then fund the card. I believe it's that route.
No, you'll be able to use the biggest cryptos in buying the card, whether USDT, BNB, Ethereum, maybe even Solana will be in there. So different payment methods. Yeah. In other words, you don't have to sell your STC for SATA card. Just giving you the options.
Perfect. So giving you some variation there. So if people are in other chains or anything else, and they can put it straight onto the card, happy go lucky. Just having a look through still. Any info on onboarding and offboarding? Buying STC with SaitaCard.
Buying STC directly with SaitaCard. So yeah, that's an on ramp system. So the most important thing, first of all, is to launch SaitaCard, and then of course later on to proceed with the plan. The reason why I say later on is because it's going to happen afterwards, not now as we speak. So thinking about the on ramp is going to happen right after the SATA card release. Why do I say that? It's because each one has its own dedicated work for integration. So SATA card has its own dedicated work of integration, its own timing, its own time frame, and an on ramp has its own time as well. Yeah, sorry,
Thank you for
just
that,
need to
mate.
cough. Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, so yeah, go ahead, Chris. Just until
Yeah, still
I.
got one here, mate. So some of us still have STC on BNB. So what is going to happen if we don't convert?
Nothing
Over to
happens. So nothing happens. So STC is going to be on both BNB and SBC networks. It is completely up to you if you would like to keep your STC on the BNB network or bridge it over to the blockchain. So therefore, it is completely up to you. It's your choice. There are some who prefer uh, remaining on the BNB network, and there are some who prefer to migrate it over to STC's own native mainnet. And of course, when USDC goes live, you are going to see more bridging from BNB over to the SBC network. However, it's completely up to you if you'd like to keep it here or there.
Thanks, mate. So one I've got here, will you offer the SATA card to Americans as well? Won't it be illegal for us Americans to off-ramp crypto? Isn't it a violation of the SEC rules? Good.
No, there is no violation. Yes, absolutely. It will be available for U.S. holders as well, and it will also come with the IBAN account. So this is why I say we will be putting out more information regarding this, regarding SaitaCard. We will explain how the IBAN works, or what does it stand for, what does it signify. It's actually your bank account. So this is where, it takes SaitaCard to another level with its legitimacy as well.
We circumvented it for you. And can we add cash onto the SATA card from an ATM or somewhere where you are able to deposit money onto a card?
There we go. That's a good one. That's a good one. We will bring up the most important points. We will actually put up a post to mention, what needs to be mentioned regarding the SATA card. So right now we just went through the important points regarding the previous virtual card holders. When is the date? Uh, and regarding the 50% discount, and purchasing a physical card includes a complimentary virtual card. Oh, here's one. If you already have a virtual card and you buy a physical card, you will still get your complimentary virtual card. It's up to you if you would like to use another email and keep it for you, or you can even gift it to someone and they just log in or they just KYC using their credentials. So, regardless if you already have one and you buy a physical card, you will still get a virtual card.
Thanks for that, mate. Thanks for that. And also, some people are just generally asking, "How's Manny? Where is he? Is he traveling around the world and whatnot? What's he been up to?"
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Manny is traveling the world, and also one importance for the blockchain is the use case of the blockchain. So, there is very high importance in making SaitaChain an actual use case and submitting it, and also proposing, and also showcasing it to businesses, to entities, to anyone who can take part in blockchain technology, or anyone who is interested, or anyone who hasn't even heard about it. You know, so therefore, this is something that the team is also focusing on. Mostly Manny, whether he's in Kenya, whether he's in India, whether he comes to Dubai, whether he goes to any other country, it is also for this purpose. Will we now? The question is, will we have announcements regarding those partnerships? Where did SaitaChain get integrated? Yes, absolutely. We are going to get announcements related to that. However, uh, at completion, of course.
That's great to hear, mate. That's great to hear. Um, just having a one last little look through. Everything's been refreshed my side. A lot of support. Thank you, everybody, for doing your part for the last few months. We know it's been a gruesome September as well. Um, but obviously, we've got a lot of good things to look forward to, things that are still to come out, as you can see. But as you can see, we are extraordinarily close to so many great things that are coming our way that we've all worked so hard for, both community and team wise. Which gets me on to my next point. For the actual profile, which you can see Nas is using right now, that is actually run, just so everybody knows, that is actually run by the PR and compliance team. So they're there to for the growth and development of our social media platform, and they will see fit on what to post and who to reach out to, and also who to remove. So they have their own code of conduct. So anything outside of their parameters, it won't be Nas, it won't be anybody else. It will just be either the PR or compliance team that have done this. So just to lay that out there for absolutely everyone. The only time Nas gets onto the actual main profile is when we're actually doing spaces. Otherwise, it's on his normal profile, SaitaChain Dubai.
Yeah, that's correct. So, therefore, it's our PR team and compliance team. PR team is responsible, for all the posts, all the announcements, engagement, videos, photos, any of those daily posts that you see coming from the SaitaChain account. That is from our PR team. They take care of that, and of course, our compliance team also tends to see, um, as as Chris said, the growth and development, and also monitoring, different parameters that you can, as you can see, sometimes there are some comments that are put out there that are not very much friendly. Sometimes it's too overboard, and this is why it's important to have a compliance team, because I don't have a legal background. You see, Manny does not have legal background. Rahul does not have legal background. So therefore, we have individuals who have legal background within the company, and they see fit on what to do. Regarding who to remove or who to block. Like, for example, if someone comes out with a threat, which some people do, they will just remove that account, and then that account won't see the activity that happens on SaitaChain coin, because there's a certain level of tolerance in any business, whether we're talking crypto, whether we're talking about anything, football, even when you go to a supermarket, everything is respect in this world, So therefore, putting out accusations, I know this is meant to be a positive space, but Chris, now that you brought it up regarding the compliance team, yes, there is always a excuse me, there is always a certain level of uh, you know way that can be tolerated, and of course that is something that we do not even need to monitor. That is why the compliance team does what they see fit, because at the end of the day, Manny, he focuses on the actual work. He doesn't focus on what he said, what what he threat, what any of that. Like, even for example, someone asked a message regarding Manny's own private property, which is his restaurant. That is his own private property, and he can do anything that he wants with his own private property. Like, for example, I have in front of me here a can of 7 Up. I can do whatever I want with my can of 7 Up. I resell it on eBay, I drink it, I do whatever I want, you see? So, therefore, this is why it is really important to maintain that level of respect, and also to keep away the to keep away the assumptions, because calling people scammers, calling people stealers, calling people, all of these names, it's actually really not good. I mean, the same way you wouldn't wish it upon yourself, uh, you shouldn't really wish it upon anyone else. That is how I see it. So therefore, the work will always be done. The most important thing is for STC to grow. And when it grows, there is always an attached reason of how it grew, from what it grew, right? Like, for example, money does not grow on trees. That is something that is 100 million% true. Money really does not grow on trees. So, therefore, for the development process, it has to be done in this systematic way, right? And using the word scammer and stealer and this and that, it's really not going to slow the process. Now, what we are thinking of is to lose this zero permanently and then focus on the next one. How to focus on the next one? Most important thing is to get integrated onto CMC, and of course, have the USDC pairing running, get listed on top tier exchanges, and get the ball moving. And also, there was just in case there was a misunderstanding regarding the USDC launch, like, is it going to take a long time? No, this is why we said it's going to be. We know people don't like to hear the word soon. Chris, you're the one from Scotland. Can we have another word for soon? Drum roll. Any other word? Just for the sake of variety. No, but in all seriousness, we are not far away from the USDC pairing as well. It's not like, for example, just as an example, if CMC takes time, it does not mean that USDC is going to take time. If CMC takes a month, not necessarily USDC is going to take a month. It might even happen in a week or two. You see, so we are very much close to it, and this is where we say every day is a different day in terms of development. All the news that we brought over here is based off of this date. So in the next 3 days, in the next 5 days, we have the next piece of news that is coming out. So therefore, just in case someone would like to twist the words that, oh, USDC is not coming out this year, or it will never come out, or it will take a month, or it will take 3 weeks, let's take everything by the day and step by step, and we will come out with the news as soon as possible. No one's holding news back. News is always related to development. It's related to internal development, you know, and it's the same as, giving you an example. It's the same as top tier centralized exchange listing. The team is not holding back until Bitcoin hits 300K, or whatever number. If we can get listed tomorrow, we'll do it. You know, but there has to be done. It has to be done in a certain way. Now we are a blockchain coin. We're not a meme coin. For example, a meme coin gets listed on an exchange. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care if they do a rotation on the LP, or if it dies, or if it's alive. They don't care. With actual projects, exchanges actually reach out to you. Hey, listen, your LP is low. Or, for example, just as an example, hey, listen, let's do marketing on this day and this time. Oh, listen, here is how you can make your spreads, order spreads and order books better on the exchanges. So this is how you maintain a good flow. So therefore, yeah, just talking about priorities. We are not here to assume, dates that USDC is not coming out or it's coming out. It is coming out. However, we will try to make the process as soon as possible. What did we start with? We started with the bridging from USDC BNB to USDC SBC. That gives an indication that we are actually very much close, to that launch. So yeah, let's not get too far ahead, just in case someone puts a comment that, oh, we heard that if CMC does not, it takes time, then this will take time. No, we said USDC will launch before CMC, before, right? So that is, one thing that we need to keep into consideration. And we'll
Absolutely,
wait for
mate.
CMC. We'll wait. Maybe they'll give us news tomorrow. Who knows? But just putting what's that word? Just putting a good, gracious time frame, because at the end of the day, we have respect for CMC. Even let's say if they're late 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, yes, we can keep a dialogue. We can ask, for example, the reason for it, but no one's gonna fight with anyone. So it's all good and clear.
Exactly, mate. And as you said there, he said, she said, doesn't falter us, doesn't stop us working, doesn't stop anything from moving forward. We progress regardless. As you said, the real work actually gets done in real life. You know, and also, I've seen this myself, and I'll mention it now. Don't believe everything you see online. I've seen somebody that says, for example, a blockchain can be done in 30 days or 60 days or something ridiculous like that from he said, she said's friend, which then if you actually have a look at the actual information, you can see it takes anywhere between 6 months to 2 years for a blockchain to be fully operational. Now, obviously, we're aiming for the closer side of that, as you can see with the work getting done. But just to give you an idea, because obviously a load of people did have a look at this post and some people liked it. Just to give you an idea, this is where your personal research comes in, not my research for you, not Stygian's research for you. You can have good people in the community, but also be aware there are people who are there to throw you off your game, throw you off from you making money. Like the person at the start of this space who was selling millions, they do it every single space. So obviously that's where I'm giving you all the heads up, because this has been going on for years. So do your own thing, but just be aware of people who put on a face mask sort of thing, without going into the COVID days. um, but you're entirely right, Naz. As soon as things come out, obviously you do have the grace period, just like you do in real life with anything you might order online or in your normal business. There is always a grace period. We're always relying on CMC or on a central exchange for their return on communications or delivery. That goes across from Visa, CMC to the central exchanges. But like we say, we're always pushing. We have not stopped for a single day here. I had a period I came off of social media, but that didn't stop me working. Like I said just a few minutes ago, the work gets done in real life. We can meet people on social media, we can inform you, we can point you in the right direction, we can advertise, etc. towards, but it's down to you to make sure your investment is safe and that you yourself are doing the research. Please never rely on a third party. Always find it for yourself. And for those that are really struggling to find resources and whatnot, you can easily use things like ChatGPT, for example. Go on there, type in how long does it take to make a blockchain. You'll see it. It can be as easy as that, or as difficult as pulling out the books from the from the shelf. But again, just please be safe and don't get scared out your investment because he said, she said. We're working. Manny is all around the world. This guy is non-stop, and I'm grateful for him. And with him selling his restaurant, I'm sad, because I love that restaurant. For many of you that have been to that restaurant, I've met you all. There's the one dish I'm always going to miss is lollipop chicken. Manny's lollipop chicken, as he always did in that restaurant, was second to none. But the show goes on, as we say, and this will give Manny a lot more time to focus on the things that truly matter to the vast majority of us. He is looking out for 100,000 plus people, 150,000 people, and he takes that to heart every single time. Go ahead, Naz.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to ask you, because there was also a focus on the reason of selling. So you're from the UK, all right? When you put up a description, you would like to sell a property. Is it true that you have to put a legitimate reason of why you'd like to sell it? You know, to have a public post up.
Commercial wise, I'm not sure, mate, but residential wise, obviously, no.
Yeah, there we go. So therefore, guys, here's one thing I wanted to mention. It is a private property, right? It has nothing to do with STC, right? If it had something to do with that, that's a completely different story. But this is a private property. But also, just in terms of respect, you know, for all of you all that are here, we opened the conversation, you know, just to have a friendly conversation with one another, you know. uh, the man is definitely free, the founder of STC is definitely free to do anything that he wants with his private property. And and yes, just talking about the assumptions, we're not going to go too deep into it, because after all, we are here talking about an informative space. I personally am very much looking forward, you know, for example, on all of the work that is being put on the blockchain, all the different companies that are being talked to, all the different, you know, entities that are being talked to. I personally, I cannot wait until, you know, the announcements are out. You know, I wish I can say any announcement related to it. However, you know, the word soon and this and that, it does not go anywhere. So therefore, I will wait, just like all of you all. And here we are going to see, you know, how much work is actually being put into the blockchain. Because, for example, having it on CMC, having it on Dex tools, having it here or there, those are still, you know, within the realm of crypto. You don't really need to go to the outside world in order to get listed on CMC. You don't need to go outside in order to get listed anywhere. You see. However, in order to do real life business, you need to travel. You need to meet people. You need to have meetings left, right, and center. Now that we're talking about the blockchain, it does, and of course integrations, implementations, talking about the future of the blockchain. Why should I use your product? Why should I use your technology? Even those conversations can barely happen on a computer, you know, on a Zoom link or Google Meet or anything. So this is why, you know, it's always best fit to travel to that country, meet that person, meet that person, of course, get to know one another, and, you know, share different ideas. And personally, it's going to look really, really good when we see how SaitaChain is being integrated, and implemented into the real life as well. That's going to be a very, very good look. So therefore, this is also one thing I'm looking forward to as well.
Perfect. I've got
And of
three.
course,
Yeah, go on.
just one more thing, MK himself is also going to be very much excited to explain it to you all in a space as well. The whole journey, you know, regarding the traveling part, regarding, you know, the different conversations, regarding how is this important. All of this is going to be explained by MK, because he's the one who's traveling and closing those deals himself.
Absolutely, mate. And just before we go to Nikki, I got a few more questions that I found in the comments. So back on the Sata card one there, mate. So is there a time limit on the original Sata card holders with the 50% discount? You know, is it a period of time, only 2 weeks, a month, or is it ongoing for that email address?
Ooh, to be honest, I really don't know, because as long as the pre-sale is ongoing, you know, that is where, you know, you are able to apply that discount. But for example, since we're talking on a recorded space, I cannot guarantee, or I wouldn't know if it's open for like 3 months or 6 months later. So therefore, let's come back with this information on the next one. I'll jot it down here.
Perfect. Thank you, mate. And obviously, you did just mention Manny there. So a few questions popped in saying, what about the job done for the government? How's everything going over in Africa? Any updates on that? Is that one that you can answer? Or is that one we need to ask Manny when he comes into the space?
Absolutely, we need to ask Manny. It's gonna sound way better than Manny rather than coming from me, particularly because, especially that he's the one who's there in person. But also, how is it going? You mentioned a key word, which is government, right? And those are deals that don't happen in a day or two. You might need to travel once, you might need to travel twice, you might need to travel 100 times. Whenever the deal is done, it's done. So that is how it's looked at. But of course, the approach itself is going well, the approach itself, because if the approach is not going well, then there won't be other rounds of meetings, talking to different people, and all of that. So this is how we look at it. The approach itself is going well, which is really
Perfect.
important for the growth and development of SaitaChain.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. And is there a limit to how much you can load onto your SATA card?
Limit. Okay, so you mean other than the daily spend? Daily spend is something else, and limit is something else. So limit. It's To be honest, it's like a Visa card, right? It is up to you how much you load. It's up to you how much you load onto it. But then, of course, there is a certain parameter of how much you can spend from it per day, and for example, how much you can withdraw from the ATM, and so on and so on. So it's up to you how much you want to load on it. There is no limit on that. But then, of course, every card has a different distinguished, rule and limit, of course. So that is what needs to be looked at. Other than how much you can load, how much can you spend also?
Yeah, to be announced. Let's keep it at that one.
Yeah,
Thank you for all those
because
answers.
yeah, to
Yeah,
be
go ahead.
announced. Exactly. No, exactly, to be announced. But just to put it out there, how much you can load on the card, it's actually unlimited. Visa does not tell you how much you can load. You can load as much as you want, but then it's up to you, of course, um, how you manage your spending and how you want to spend it in how many days.
So if you're a shopaholic, best of luck to you. Don't spend all your money straight away. But on that note, I have asked a lot of questions, so now I will welcome up Nikki. So Nikki, welcome, my brother. How are you today?